Greetings, everyone. I want to teach you something about how to deal with your enemies. You have to thank them. Thank your enemies for all the bad things they're planning for you. In fact, you should be excited when you see you're being attacked. When you see what your enemies are planning against you, what they are doing against you, you should be happy. You should even say, what? What else have they done? Instead of complaining and crying and saying, look at how bad they are. Look at what they're doing. Because according to the word, we are being reminded that God turns everything for your good. By now, you should have this confidence with your God that no matter what, nothing, no harm shall befall me. Let's look at even the book of Esther, chapter 5, verse 11 and 13, Amplified Bible, where it says, Then Haman recounted to them the glory of his riches, the large number of his sons, and every instance in which the king had magnified him, and how he had promoted him over the officials and servants of the king. Yet, now look at this. Verse 13, yet all of this does not satisfy me as long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. This is the life of your enemies. You'll be surprised that most of even your enemies are people even who are doing much better than you. You'll find there are people who are well off. In fact, maybe you're admiring their lives and you're wondering, why are they always up against you? Why are they fighting you? And yet they are doing better than you. And as you can see, Haman was doing very well. He was even bragging, showing of his riches, and all that he has. But there was still something. When he looked at Mordecai, he was green with envy. He was envious of Mordecai. It irritated him even just to see. Imagine Mordecai is by the gate, the king's gate, and Haman is in the palace with the king. But he's still jealous of the one standing there at the gate. So there are those who look at you and they get jealous. They get envious of your life. And that's why they're always fighting you. You are a threat to them. Yet you are wondering, what have I done? They are the ones who are on top. No, that's not how they see it. So this was the life of Haman. And he started scheming against him. But while him is scheming bad things, that even his wife suggested to him, why don't you make a gallows, to have him hanged there? And even agreed with that suggestion. On the other end, the king could not sleep and he asked for the book of remembrance. And when he read, he found out that Mordecai had done a good act towards him. He saved his life. And he wondered, wasn't there a reward? He asked, was he rewarded for what he did? And he realized Mordecai had not been rewarded. So there's a time, maybe you have been good, you've been doing things, but you have not seen the reward. But there is a time when whoever you did a good act, even God himself, he's aware of all the good that you do, even if people don't see it or don't even acknowledge it. God remembers. And in that time when the book of remembrance is opened, the blessings shall be bestowed, or the honor shall be bestowed upon you. So that is what happened with Mordecai. As soon as the king realized that he had not been rewarded, and he looked outside, he saw Haman out there. He asked him, what can you do to a man who has done something very good to you? And Haman, being a selfish guy, he wants everything to be about him. So he thought the king maybe wants to promote him. The king is thinking about him. So he said the things that he would want him himself to be done for. He was not even thinking it was for Mordecai. Because imagine if he thought it was for him. He would have fought it. He would have been a stumbling block for Mordecai not to receive his blessings. Maybe even he would have told the king, no, don't worry about it. I had rewarded him. Just to dismiss the whole thing. So even your enemies, they don't know that they are the ones who will even decide the best thing for you to be done, because they'll be saying what they wish for themselves, and that is exactly what will be for you. So Haman did not know when he suggested, and whatever he suggested, he was told, right now, quickly, go and do exactly what you have said unto Mordecai, and do not leave out a thing of what you have said. So you can imagine what he felt, the embarrassment, huh? To go and honor the one that he wanted to even finish off. And that is not the only thing that happened. Also, that gallows that he had built to have Haman hang on it, it ended up being that him and his sons, the ones he was bragging about, it is him and his sons who ended up hanging there. So that's why we're always being reminded the golden rule that we do unto others what we would want to be done unto us. Because any act that you do to somebody, it will come back to you. And guess what? It's not even coming the same way, in the same manner. We are told it will come back, pressed together, shaken over, and shaken together and running over shall man add unto you. So imagine if you do bad things to somebody, you want it coming back, much more. So that's why you have to be thoughtful. Because even in the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 27, Amplified, says, whoever digs a pit for another man's feet will fall into it. And he who rolls a stone up a hill to do mischief, it will come back on him. So when the enemies are plotting against you, guess what? It is like rolling a stone up a hill. It takes even all their effort. They are doing it against you, but they don't know. This stone is going up a hill. When it is coming back down, it's coming back with momentum. It's not like when they were pushing it up a hill. It is coming back, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That is how any bad act will come down, but any good act will come back and you'll enjoy it. So any bad things that your enemies plan against you, and yet they are planning good things for themselves, it will end up that which they wished for themselves will be your portion, and then what they wished for you will be their own portion, because that is the pit, the very pit that they are laying out for themselves. So it is something to think about, even in your own lives. How do you treat people? It doesn't matter what they do to you, but it matters more what you do to them, because that is what will come back to you. So be blessed with that word.